In the long arc of the American story, few symbols have endured as much trial and transformation as the stars and stripes. Born in revolution, tested in fratricide, and quietly reimagined in a high school classroom, it stands today as a quiet testament to both sacrifice and foresight. This is the tale of a war that nearly dissolved the Union and of a teenager who, decades later, helped ensure its banner would one day bear 50 stars. The house divided. By the middle of the 19th century, the United States was no longer one nation in spirit, but two. In the North, factories hummed with immigrant labor. Railroads stretched westward, and voices grew louder against the institution of slavery, a system that had enslaved millions of African men, women, and children, treating them as property to fuel the cotton economy of the South. In the agrarian South, plantations dominated the landscape, and enslaved labor formed the foundation of wealth and power. Southern leaders viewed slavery as indispensable to their way of life. Many in the North came to see it as a profound moral wrong. Tensions mounted over decades, fierce congressional debates, surveillance of bleeding Kansas, the Supreme Court's Dred Scott decision, denying citizenship to Black Americans, and John Brown's raid on Harper's Ferry. Then, in November 1860, Abraham Lincoln of Emancipation had galvanized. Republican Party was elected president without carrying a single Southern state. For many in the South, this was intolerable. One by one, 7 states seceded, claiming the right to withdraw from a voluntary union when federal power threatened their interests. They formed the Confederate States of America. For more would follow after the first shots. On April 12, 1861, Confederate artillery opened fire on Fort Sumter in Charleston Harbor. The Civil War had begun a conflict not of foreign invasion, but of Americans against Americans, brother against brother. It was a war of intimates. Brothers enlisted on opposite sides. Neighbors became enemies. Entire communities divided. Men in blue and grey marched from the same towns, spoke the same language, shared the same heritage. Battles scarred the land. Antietam, the single bloodiest day in American military history, with over 22,000 casualties on September 17, 1862. Shiloh, Gettysburg, the Wilderness. By the end, between 620,000 and 750,000 Americans lay dead more than in all previous US wars combined through Vietnam. A generation was lost. Families shattered. The nation forever marked. The leader and the turning point. At the center stood Abraham Lincoln, resolute in his conviction that a house divided against itself cannot stand. He waged the war to preserve the Union. Yet he understood its deeper stakes. On January 1st, 1863, he issued the Emancipation Proclamation, an executive order declaring enslaved people in Confederate-held territory free. It did not end slavery nationwide at once, nor did it apply to border states loyal to the Union, but it redefined the conflict, no longer solely about preserving the nation, but about ending human bondage. It opened the Union armies to black soldiers. Nearly 200,000 would serve and transformed the flag they carried into a banner, not just of union, but of liberation, the end and a new beginning. For years of unrelenting struggle culminated on April 9, 1865, when General Robert E. Lee surrendered to Ulysses S. Grant at Appomattox Court House. The Confederacy collapsed. The United States endured indivisible, as the ideal would later be enshrined in the Pledge of Allegiance. Yet the cost was immense. Cities in ruins, a South economically devastated, widows and orphans across the land. From that crucible emerged a reaffirmed Union, one that had survived the test of secession and emerged, scarred but whole. In those years, the American flag took on new weight. Before the war, it was a symbol respected, but not yet universally sacred. During the conflict, it became the emblem of endurance for Union troops, of hope for the newly emancipated. After Appomattox, its stars represented not mere states, but a choice forged in blood to remain one people, a vision for tomorrow. Decades passed. America expanded westward and outward. New states joined the Union, each adding a star. The flag evolved slowly, 13 stripes unchanging, the canton of stars growing. By the 1950s, after nearly half a century, it bore 48 stars, unchanged since Arizona and New Mexico in 1912. Then came change again. Alaska, vast and strategic, prepared for statehood. Hawaii, the Pacific Gateway, followed. A new flag would be needed not for 49 stars, but for 50. In 1958, in Lancaster, Ohio, a 17-year-old high school junior named Robert G. Heft took up a history class assignment: create something new for America. While classmates wrote essays or drew posters, Bob dreamed ahead, convinced that Alaska and Hawaii would soon join. He designed not for the present, but for the future a flag with 50 stars. He began with his parents' 48-star flag, a wedding gift, with about $2.87, in materials blue fabric and white iron-on cloth. He cut out the old star field and fashioned a new one using cardboard templates. He cut 100 stars, 50 on each side, for a double-faced flag. He arranged them in alternating rows, 5 of 6 stars, 4 of 5. Over a weekend, 12.5 hours at his mother's sewing machine, though. He had little experience beyond watching her. He stitched it together. It was an act of discipline and quiet vision, seeing what others did not yet see, and building it with his own hands. He presented the flag to his teacher, Stanley Pratt. The response was skeptical. Too many stars for a nation of 48 states. He received a B-. Pratt challenged him if the design were accepted in Washington. The grade could change. Most would have stopped. Bob did not. He folded the flag, mailed it to the White House, and persisted letters, calls, determination. The stars align. On January 3rd, 1959, Alaska became the 49th state. On August 21st, Hawaii became the 50th. A brief 49-star flag flew for a year. Then, amid thousands of submissions considered by government committees and the Eisenhower administration, Design emerged simple, balanced, elegant. It matched Bob Heft's pattern precisely. On July 4th, 1960, the 50-star flag flew officially for the first time. Bob was invited to Washington for the Capitol ceremony. True to his word, his teacher raised the grade to an A. A legacy of unity and vision. The Civil War had tested whether a divided nation could survive. It proved that the Union could endure division and emerge stronger. Its flag, a deeper emblem of sacrifice and unity. A century later, a young man refused to accept the present as final. He envisioned tomorrow, acted on that belief, and saw it realized. Robert Gesetz, Heft, La Teacher Meyer, and lifelong advocate for the flag, reminded us that greatness is not measured by age, but by vision, perseverance, and the courage to shape what might be. So, when those 50 stars wave today over cities, battlefields, homes, remember, they were held together by the blood of a war that refused to let the nation break, and completed by a boy who dared to dream they would one day number 50. Old Glory endures, because some refused to let it fall.